Jesus to repurpose or reimagine our lives, the truth is we have to make a bold break with the old life. There can't be a coming to unless there's a going from. We gotta do some leaving. In John chapter 7, verse 37, Jesus is at the Feast of the Tabernacles, and this is one of the main feasts of Jewish life, and everybody's gathered around the temple area, and as a religious experience, it has its own rhythm, it has its own rules, it has its own hierarchy of who's in charge and who's supposed to speak when. Have y'all ever been in an event and somebody stands up to speak when they weren't supposed to stand up and speak? That's always scary for me as a pastor. At a wedding or funeral, when somebody stands up and starts walking towards me, it's like, oh no. Jesus stands up, the scripture says, on the last and greatest day of the festival. He stood up and said in a loud voice, "Let anyone who's thirsty come to me and drink." I can't imagine the astonishment on the faces of all the other religious leaders and all the people looking up and saying, "What? If anyone is thirsty, let them come to me and drink." You see, the reality is that how we move from religious life, which is about control and appearance, which is about a patina of God without the substance of heart change, how we move into the reality of life in the Spirit of God is we have to recognize the emptiness of our current life. We got to own our stuff, own our broken. You know, we've got to get to the place. Pastor John was just sharing with me that a person that he met is actually he's a counselor at a center, and visited like 4 churches. And at every one of those churches, when they found out that he was a heroin addict, he said things just got weird. What? So, like you got it together? Your porn is better than his heroin? Your alcoholism gets you more favor with God than that? I got it. Oh, and you're a hypocrite and are cruel to your children and are sleeping on your wife, but you're better than the heroin. How does that work? You know, we're all broken. And what Jesus is saying is I'm inviting those of you who are feeling the emptiness of life on earth, who want more. The thirst is metaphor. I don't know if you've ever truly been thirsty, but it's a dangerous thing. It's a harsh thing. When I was in high school, we ran cross country, and this was in the day they're giving you salt pills and no water. Thank you, guys. The cruelest run of all was in the Oklahoma sun, about 98 degrees. We did a 10-mile run around Lake Draper. We're running 10 miles around millions of gallons of shimmering blue water. And we can't drink any of it. It's like, that's just wrong. It's cruel. And when you're really thirsty, you will do just about anything to satisfy that thirst. What Jesus is saying, let anyone who is thirsty, if you're religiously satisfied, I've got nothing for you. If you think you're fine as you are, I can't help you. If you think that you're in a good place in this broken world, this trash heap of a fallen creation, then I've got nothing that's going to appeal to you. But if in your heart and in your soul you sense the empty, if you feel the brokenness and the insanity of sin, and you want to leave it behind, if you're not content to scratch around in the garbage of a fallen world, and you want the love of God, then come to me. But when you come, don't just come in a sort of an instant magic wand kind of way. You got to come and drink. But there has to be a bold break with the old life. And I think a part of the reason why some of us are not experiencing the life of God like we should is because we haven't made a bold break with the old life. We're still trying to keep one foot in one world and one foot in the other. I told you the story, my friend Roy Roy who did the marriage conference. Roy got a boat, was so proud of it, and he's learning all things boaty, and he's there at the dock, and he unties the stern line, and he steps on the swim platform, and even that little bit of momentum there, you know where that goes? And the boat starts to part, and it was just a slow, fun thing to watch. You know, as the legs part and Roy just looks helplessly around before he just goes down. You can't keep one foot in the world and one foot in the heart of God. You have to leave one. You will leave one and enter into the other.